Hey y'all, I'm Pandy Knight, the Automation Panda. I love testing, especially with Python. Do you know what it takes to write a good test case? Today, I'm going to show you a simple but powerful pattern for writing test cases like a pro. Let's learn.
First, let's define the word test. A test is a procedure that exercises a behavior to determine if the behavior functions correctly. There are several different kinds of tests, like unit tests, integration tests, or end-to-end tests. But all functional tests do the same basic thing. They try something and report pass or fail. That's how testing keeps us safe. Testing provides an empirical feedback loop for development. With tests, we know when things break. Without tests, coding can be dangerous. The last thing we want to deploy is this: big old bugs. So, if we intend to spend time writing tests, how can we write good tests? There's a simple but powerful pattern I like to follow. Arrange, act, assert. Arrange, act, assert is a great way to structure your tests. It prescribes an order of operations. First, arrange inputs and targets. Arrange steps should set up the test case. Does the test require any objects or special settings? Does it need to prep a database? Does it need to log into a web app? Handle all of these operations at the start of the test. Second, act on the target behavior. Act steps should cover the main thing to be tested. This could be calling a function or method, calling a REST API, or interacting with a web page. Keep actions focused on the target behavior. Third, assert expected outcomes. Act steps should elicit some sort of response. Assert steps verify the goodness or badness of that response. Sometimes assertions are as simple as checking numeric or string values. Other times, they may require checking multiple facets of the system. Assertions will ultimately determine if the test passes or fails. Python has several test frameworks that enable you, as the programmer, to automate tests, execute them, and report their results. Right now, the most popular one, and also my personal favorite, is PyTest. However, whatever framework you use, remember that the framework doesn't make a test case good or bad. You, as the tester, must know how to write good tests. So let's look at how to apply the arrange, act, assert pattern in Python code. I'll use PyTest for demonstration. Here's a basic unit test for Python's absolute value function. This test may seem trivial, but we can use it to illustrate our pattern. The arrange step creates a variable named negative for testing. The act step calls the abs function using the negative variable and stores the return value in a variable named answer. The assert step verifies that answer is a positive value. I like to write comments denoting each phase of the test case as well. Let's kick it up a notch with a more complicated test. This example tests the DuckDuckGo Instant Answer API using the requests package. The arrange step forms the endpoint URL for searching for Python programming. Notice the base URL and the query parameters. The act steps call the API using the URL using requests and then parse the response's body from JSON into a Python dictionary. The assert steps then verify that the HTTP status code was 200, meaning OK or success, and that the word Python appears somewhere in the response's abstract text. We can clearly see that the arrange, act, assert pattern works for both unit tests and feature tests. I'd like to share some more pro tips for writing good tests. Write test steps in plain language before writing them in test code. Each test case should cover a unique individual behavior. Each test case should be independent of other tests. Remember to clean up after each test. And finally, remember that simple is better than complex. Thanks for watching my talk. Again, my name is Pandy. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and on my blog at Automation Panda. You can also learn more about testing at Test Automation University. Hope you enjoy the rest of PyOhio 2020.